What is your job description?
Oh, geez. My job description is rough because it's everything. So we're really small.
Yeah.
And prior to 2012, we were getting very heavily funded by United Way. So we had multiple staff members. So the executive director's job was mainly just to run the agency, yeah, and oversee the organization, financials, that kind of stuff. But now that we are so small and, we have one staff member doing all the programming, it's my responsibility to oversee her. So I'm more in program things than directors, I think, typically are. So, I'm doing her file reviews. We review for quality assurance to make sure that she's talking with her, matches when she's supposed to. So we give them scores on that, and we have to keep all that for our national affiliate. So I do program-related stuff, and then for administration, I'm doing fundraising, grant writing, event planning, board stuff. We have a board. We're a nonprofit, so we have a board that governs us. They're technically my boss. So I meet with them once a month, and, I have to give a director's report to them so they know what I'm doing and, facilitate whatever their vision is. Then that's what I do. But really, I kind of give them the vision and they okay it, and then I go with it.
Okay, what is your job title?
I am the executive director.
Okay. All right. How would you describe Big Brothers Big Sisters as someone who has never heard of Big Brothers Big Sisters?
I like to try to keep it really basic. And I think that Big Brothers Big Sisters is something that people have heard of. But they don't really know what it is, or they think it's the same as the Boys and Girls Club, and they don't get that it's really different. So typically I just say to people that we're a youth-serving organization that matches children one-to-one in mentoring relationships with adults in the community.
Okay. What is your most successful accomplishment while working at Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Well, I don't like to be negative about things, but in 2012, I kind of mentioned, but prior to that, we were getting a lot of funding from United Way. And we were told, agencies are not going to be able to be funded at that level any longer. We were funded in the 6 figures a year by them for several decades, really. So, the director before me left on short notice, and I stepped in the position as an interim director. And while I was the interim director, we found out that we were having a change in what we were going to be receiving from United Way. And at the time, it was just very scary. I mean, when you go from getting 6 figures a year and you're reduced by 65%,
right.
So it's where do we cut that? It's not like we're going to turn around and raise $85,000. We're going to have to trim some fat. So unfortunately we had to lose staff. And then we did a new strategic plan and, put some things into place. And I just feel like that to me was a really big accomplishment because I was,
rocking it.
I was in my 20s and I had never been the director of a nonprofit before, and I had always been in program positions. My background is in social work. So it was kind of the agency needed somebody who would step up and know the program side of things, but also be able to work on the administrative side of things as well. So I feel like personally that was my biggest accomplishment. Now, as the agency's biggest accomplishment, I just think the fact that we've been serving children in Muncie community since 1970 is a huge accomplishment. I mean, lots of agencies come and go, and we've been here for many years, and we've been doing the same thing. I think that's another big thing for us is that we don't change who we are. We do what we do, and we're good at it, and we don't try to make up all these new programs, because we're not trying to get away from our mission. That's not what we do.
Right.
So.
How long have you worked for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
8 years.
8 years. And how long did you work here before you became the executive director? What was your title before that?
5 years as the enrollment coordinator. That was my first position out of college.
So that is what Laura does?
Laura has both positions. So she does enrollment coordinator and match support specialist. Okay. When I was the enrollment coordinator, we had an enrollment coordinator and 2 match support specialists.
Oh, wow. So then that's when the funding cut. So they gave two jobs to one person.
So, our director had left, so I was interim. So we just never filled my position I stepped out of. And then we combined the 2 match supports into all that together. I'm going to answer this. Okay.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.